how the U.S. politics, whether or not, serve its economy.
As an American, I can say emphatically, the U.S. government is making itself look like a fool. And this Kabuki dance repeatedly, year after year, is something that has to be resolved, and yet they don't resolve it. So I would say that this continued debate and the tensions involved with the debate have gotten to the point where the U.S. image, I think, has deteriorated tremendously around the world. I know that many of the international investors that we talk to at the Milken Institute in our conferences all shake their heads and say, why do we go through this year after year? And unfortunately, as an American, the only excuse I can give is that the political science elements dominate the economics. And political science says no minority party will ever give up the right to use the debt ceiling as political leverage. And that's unfortunately the state of U.S. politics right now. The American government is making itself look very foolish in the eyes of not just U.S. citizens, but also international investors.
Why is it that U.S. political logic are dominating the U.S. society today?
The U.S. ideals of individualism and allowing people to achieve their potential has driven the United States all throughout the ages from the very beginning. But I think in the last several years, whether it's the rise of the state or rise of regulatory aspects or the need to feel like you have to address minority problems, has extended the role of the state into other aspects of society. And I think that has started to show up in economic policy. The mission creep of the U.S. government is in part of the political science behind why it is that economic policies now seem to be less effective, and economic policies in the United States seem to be not able to address even a simple problem like paying for the legislation that you had already put in place, paying for the bills that you already spent your money on. And I think that's a shameful part by both political parties. The Milken Institute is nonpartisan, so it's the Democrats and the Republicans that are equally guilty for having done this kabuki dance.
As time goes by, and also, back then, if you look at the international reserve currency structure, right? So even though the U.S. is still taking a lion's share of the reserve, but other currencies, other alternative currencies are on the rise. For example, the Chinese RMB is taking about 3% international reserve, and also in the international transaction is taking about 10% from zero 10 years ago. That is a huge advance for an alternative currency. So I think that's one of the reasons why people think that after so many years of not being able to resolve the situation, then we may want to look at other alternatives. So it's not about at this moment, at this juncture, it's not about replacing the U.S. dollar's hegemony. It's about a rising new alternative currency that has proven itself in the past 10 years.